Don't wait for this to happen. Awakened by security at 1 a.m. telling you your car alarm is going off. You go down to find some drunk MFer had smashed your driver's window, which of course isn't covered by insurance as it falls under your $250 deductible. Meanwhile, your horn is still going off. So besides the unneeded expense and violation of your property, you'll be picking bits of glass for years to come. Pieces that got jammed in the light rocker switches. The 94 to 96 Roadmasters are known for this problem, something to do with the airbag horn design that causes the horn to go off at random times, which, if you're not around, will keep going off until either your battery dies or the 20 amp fuse blows. If you happen to be driving, people might think you are unhinged, as you may find the need to pound on the horn until it stops going off. I'd been meaning to do this for quite a while, and the vandals gave me the extra push to finally do it.
This is the Buick Roadmaster horn modification. I removed the airbag. Well, first of all, pulled the fuse for the airbag and removed the negative battery terminal and waited about 10 minutes. So you take this, a 30 TORX, and there's the two screws here and here. I had the wheel cocked a little bit so I could get the ratchet behind it. And of course, airbag sitting over here. There is it's currently attached to the horn leads here and here. I just cut them short, as well as this clip at the top. You have to pull this green clip out. You kind of lift it up to get over the ridges on, let's see, these ridges right here. It sits in this way, so you push up and pull it out, and then you can remove the clip. I'm going to be using these buttons. I'm not sure what the specs are, but I already did this on another Roadmaster work rate. This time I'm going to do two buttons, one here, one here. The existing leads are two red and black wires. One black and one red's going to each side. I already checked to make sure that that's going to work, that the horn is not going to short out or constantly go on when it's set up like this with a double button feature instead of a single button. I just wanted a double button more because I found the single button was annoying. Also, I used a drill bit to kind of clean out some of the foam. There is a hard bar back here that supports the steering wheel, obviously, but a lot of this is just cushioning. So I drilled it out a bit until the button felt real snug. I'll show that later. And then, because the wires aren't quite long enough for my taste, I'm using additional wire that I'm going to trim down later and tape to the base here. Keep it out of the way, make it a little bit neater. So that's where I'm at now. This is part one. Bye. Okay, I've got one button installed. I used a screwdriver to kind of help seat it, you know, pull the foam around, get it down in there pretty good. It's showing a little bit on that side, but it's in there pretty good. It's not going anywhere. So anyway, I got some of these lying around, the butt connectors, 22, 26 gauge wire. I thought this was more like 18 based on the stripping, but it does fit in the tube on both ends. I'm doing the red, white stripe to the black. Actually, wait a minute, I'm going to do white to black and red, white to red. That's what I'll do. I had to trim the existing one down a little bit. There's just too much slack in there. Okay, now I've got both buttons installed. Wire is all crimped down, pushed out of the way. We're ready to put the airbag back on. The only thing that's going to be attached now is the airbag lead, of course, with a special green locking clip. I'll screw the airbag back in, put the fuses back on, and test it out. Okay, so I got the airbag back on, torqued down the T30 TORX screws, put the fuses back in. This one, 20 amp fuse for the horn here. Aftermarket, obviously, because my horn had been going off like so many of them do after years. And here's the 15 amp for the airbag right there. Now we're going to attach the battery. All right, moment of truth. Sounds like we only got one horn working. Alright, so there seems to be something wrong with the wiring, or something I did. Because when I first touched it, you kind of heard the second horn go, but it cut out right away, and now I just have the one, regardless of which button, or if I push them at the same time. I tried pushing them simultaneously, it didn't work. At least I have one horn. It's better than nothing. It's not going to go off by itself anymore because I've bypassed it. But if anybody has a clue on why that's not firing both now, it shouldn't have anything to do with the fact that I split the wires or separated them. But if you have an idea, leave me a comment below and let me know. Thanks. So the buttons I got, I wasn't able to recess completely into the foam because they're just a little bit too long. I don't know if they make shorter ones, but anyway, I decided to use this stuff called Sugru, and it comes in different colors. This is the package it comes in. And I just kind of used it. It's like a putty, and you can remove it pretty easily too. I didn't do such a good job. I wasn't really caring to make it look neat. And you probably paint that to match the blue. Did a little better on this side.